Hi friends, today on through a different point of view, different perspective, I want to kind of touch base with you on what happened in Pennsylvania. And I agree with every single YouTube channel that I've seen that talks about this shooting, that it was sick, violence is not the answer, and they say the same thing. But I'm going to add a little bit something to what they're saying. It is sickening, and violence is not the answer. But what is so interesting to me is that one thing that we don't consider is that when has violence solved anything? When did hating someone for race or what they've done solved anything? Last week, July 6th, was the feast day of Saint Maria Goretti. It's a favorite saint of mine. I'm Catholic, yes. But she was stabbed 14 times. And what's interesting about the story is that she was stabbed during a rape attempt. An older man wanted to rape her. She said no, and because of that, he killed her. But before dying, she forgave his attacker. And something like, I think, 3-4 years or something after he was imprisoned, he had a dream about the victim that he murdered. And remember, she was stabbed 14 times. In the dream, while he was in the cell, gave him 14 glowing white lilies. Each one for each moment that he stabbed her. And because of her forgiveness, because of her gentleness, because of this 12-year-old girl's compassion, this completely changed his life. He gave a new life. So I ask that question again. When has hate influenced any positive energy in this country? When has racism caused any difference in this country that has been positive? When has violence solved anything in this country besides leading to more bloodshed, more hatred, and more resentment? When I was at a retreat, the priest told a story about a person that hasn't talked to her sibling for 15 years. And the priest was just taken back. Kind of like, well, what do you want me to do? Kind of give you a round of applause? Keep it up? Maybe you can go to 16? 15 years of holding a grudge. 15 years of someone disagreeing with someone. And because of this hatred, because of this violence, because of this threats, 2 people are injured and 2 people lost their life. And based on a failed assassination attempt. And thank God it failed. Because I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican or an inmate or a freeman or a protest or anybody that loses their life because of violence, because of threats, and because of a disagreement, in my opinion, is a waste. pure nonsense. And one thing that I love about this country is that we claim to be the land of the free and the home of the brave. And what is so devastating is that we have political leaders, we have political congressmen, we have representatives that want to force their view on us. They don't want us to be able to have our own opinions. And that is the basis of this country, is that we are free to have our opinions. I mean, could you imagine what it would be like if everybody had to think the same way, had the same opinion? Talk about a boring life. We wouldn't have half the technology or the ways of doing things or any of this stuff if we all had the same opinion. Different opinions is the foundation of this country. Do you think our founding fathers really agreed on every single thing that they put in our original Constitution, in the Declaration of Independence? We celebrate July 4th as the day that it was ratified. The Declaration of Independence was ratified and was signed August 2nd. Do you think they sat down and wrote that entire thing and ratified it all in one day, and there was never any disagreement? That's impossible to even think that. So we don't have to be threatened because someone has a different opinion, whether it be Democrat, Republican, liberal, or conservative. What we have to be afraid of and what we have to be frightened of is when we want people to have the same opinion, because then we have entered a society, we have entered a outlook of society to where we are not free anymore. We are not free to have our own opinions, which would create friction, create hatred, and create violence. David Hume said it perfectly, and I think that this should be our motto, and this should be the basis that we start to rebuild this country. And that is this: there is no such thing as freedom of choice unless there is freedom to refuse. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let's pray for the end to violence, the end to threats, and the end of chaos in this country. And let's pray for our judges, let's pray for the judicial system, that they start enacting laws of justice as a representative of the people and not for their biasness of who or what trial they're presiding over. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to agree with your opinion or with your comment. But unlike so many people in this country, I will respect your opinion. I'll see you next time.